Vardhman Textiles Limited. As of April 2026, we are looking at the undisputed titan of the Indian spinning industry. Now you might be asking yourself, why focus on spinning? Well, it's because the fundamental state of this massive enterprise is incredibly stable, and honestly, it's dictating the future of global textile supply chains. We're looking right at a primary player that is absolutely dominating its sector.
Trading right now at around 590 rupees. The market context is demanding that we look at a massive structural shift happening under the hood. What we're unpacking in this explainer is a very deliberate strategic evolution that's unfolded between April 2021 and April 2026. Vardhman hasn't just grown, they've systematically pivoted from being a standard, volume-led commodity player right into a vertically integrated value creator.
To really wrap our heads around this transition, we've got to quantify the sheer physical scale of VTL's operational moat. The industrial footprint here is literally staggering. We are talking about 1.2 million active spindles. And then layered right on top of that spinning capacity is a processed fabric capacity of 206 million meters every single year. That scale alone, it acts as an incredibly high barrier to entry for any domestic competitors trying to step onto the playing field.
But to actively protect that massive scale, a serious pivot is underway. For decades, this entire sector has been completely exposed to traditional cotton reliance and all the commodity cycle vulnerability that comes with it. But with their new Performance Fabrics division commissioned in late 2025, VTL is aggressively breaking that chain. They're executing on high-margin synthetic integration, they're building out technical textiles capabilities, and making a highly strategic, calculated entry into the very lucrative activewear market.
Now, beyond just product diversification, there's a laser focus on operating expenses. If we look at their immediate capital allocation, back on April 25, 2026, the board approved an exact 24.29 crore rupee investment. This capital is being deployed directly into a 19-megawatt wind-solar hybrid project. It's a completely pragmatic move. They are actively de-risking their P&L from those wildly volatile grid electricity costs.
So the real takeaway here is that this 24.29 crore investment isn't just a green initiative, it's the foundation of a structural energy moat. By explicitly targeting 50% green energy by FY27, VTL is achieving some vital grid de-risking. They're locking in long-term power tariffs, which creates a massive cost advantage that smaller, less capitalized competitors simply can't replicate. And honestly, this brilliantly highlights the second layer of the strategy. By aggressively greening their grid, they're successfully capturing the strict carbon-neutral supply mandates that are increasingly required by global retail giants like GAP, H&M, and Target.
All right, let's look at the technicals and see exactly how the market is responding to all these structural shifts. We can clearly observe a very sharp 46% three-month rally. Pretty impressive, right? However, objective technical analysis demands a bit of caution here. Recent momentum indicators, specifically the weekly MACD crossover, suggest that the bears are currently testing these recent highs, so are likely looking at a potential consolidation phase after such an aggressive run-up.
Pivoting away from the technicals and over to external macro trade catalysts, VTL's growth narrative is heavily bolstered by international treaties. The 2025 India-UK Free Trade Agreement, along with the newly concluded 2026 India-EU FTA, are projected to essentially create a 2x export trajectory. This massive growth is unlocked by totally eliminating those historic 10 to 12% tariff barriers over the next 36 months. It fundamentally rewrites the entire margin profile of Indian textile exports heading into Europe.
What really separates good management from great management is strategic timing alignment. VTL recently executed a massive 2,350 crore rupee capex cycle, bringing some highly efficient new spinning and weaving capacities online. Because of that incredible foresight, VTL's new capacities are hitting the market exactly as those structural European trade barriers are falling. It perfectly positions them to capture all that surging FTA duty-free access demand.
Now, funding a 2,350 crore expansion would normally put a lot of stress on a balance sheet. But a look at VTL's financials reveals a highly conservative approach to leverage. Their interest expenses remain strictly below 1% of operating revenue. Think about that. It's precisely this conservative balance sheet that gives them such an aggressive expansion capability. It allows them to build out massive capacity even during cyclical industry downturns, exactly when their competitors are forced to pull back.
When we analyze the recent Q3 FY26 results, we get a mixed but really informative picture. Objectively, there is a 20% year-over-year drop in net profit. That's primarily driven by persistent input volatility and higher labor costs. However, balanced directly against that profit dip is a very strong sequential revenue growth. That dynamic tells us that operating leverage is activating, pointing toward an imminent stabilization as global cotton prices finally start coming back in line with historical norms.
Through all these operational and financial maneuvers, the way management positions the company has evolved significantly. The old baseline was really just about capturing that macro China plus one shift, basically acting as a cheaper secondary alternative while global supply chains migrated away from China. Not anymore. Today, VTL has ascended to become the best in India one-stop shop. By offering premium international blends combined with just massive volume flexibility, they aren't just an alternative supplier anymore. They are a primary premium partner.
Let's synthesize all this data into a neutral bull case diagnostic. The core growth drivers are crystal clear. VTL is the primary beneficiary of the FTAs, leveraging 0% tariffs against those historical 10 to 12% barriers. Their activewear diversification via performance fabrics is actively mitigating those volatile cotton cycles. That 50% renewable energy target, it provides a 10-year structural cost reduction and a major margin enhancement. And critically, their extremely healthy debt-to-equity ratio comfortably absorbed that 2,350 crore capex without breaking a sweat.
But immediately contrasting this, the bear case diagnostics highlight some very persistent systemic risks. First, the industry is actively battling discretionary spending headwinds, specifically driven by pressure in the U.S. market. There's also this looming threat of geopolitical friction, with a very recent precedent of tariff instability. Plus, the core business still suffers from raw material shocks, meaning there's still a fundamental vulnerability to sudden cotton price spikes. Furthermore, from a pure trading perspective, those overbought technicals and oscillators we looked at signal a potential correction following that massive 46% surge.
To properly value the company today, we've got to track the timeline of events that shaped this current cycle. Following the 2021 to 2022 post-COVID recovery and those record-high margins, VTL endured a pretty severe cotton price-led margin squeeze throughout 2023. But they responded aggressively in 2024 by kicking off the Budni mega expansion. By February 2025, they set a brand new industry standard with the Bharat Tex benchmark, showcasing an incredible 1,120 color texture variants. All of this operational momentum finally culminated in August 2025 with a 13% stock surge, which was heavily aided by government duty exemptions on cotton.
To wrap up this explainer, let's turn to the imminent 2026 outlook. January 2026 delivered Q3 revenue of 2,505 crores, accompanied by live EU pilot orders rolling in from that new Performance Fabrics division. Fast forward to April 2026, and that crucial renewable equity stake is officially executed. Management's tone definitely reflects all this. Volume projections remain optimistic, while near-term margin expectations remain appropriately cautious. Q4 is heavily anticipated to reflect structural margin stabilization, assuming raw material prices finally reach strict global parity. But looking at all the objective data, it leaves us with one really provocative, unresolved question. Even with these aggressive new structural energy moats and high-margin synthetic pivots in play, can VTL truly insulate its near-term P&L against the historic, inherent vulnerability of raw cotton price shocks?